From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Lacey Swope.
All right, all is quiet here in the Bob Mills Weather Center. That'll be a completely different story later this afternoon. The entire team will be in. Our trackers will be out in the field. We'll have Jim in the air. We'll be bringing you updates on this big-time severe weather that will start to fire up out in the west. Just so you know, there are multiple ways that you can stay tuned with News 9. Of course, our News 9 app is very handy. You can get streaming data there. You can get the next-gen live data there, our storm tracker feeds. You can catch us on several different devices, and of course, the Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV. We've got apps on Roku as well, and on social media we will have the updates as they are available. We're talking big time storms with large hail, baseball size hail at times, very damaging, winds in excess of 70, possibly 80 miles per hour, and tornadoes possible. Wind, hail, the highest concern in the high category today, and the tornado threat is moderate. We'll get to the statewide details. Here's the deal for Oklahoma City. This afternoon, the storms fire out west, so the afternoon hours in the metro look mostly dry. We'll have sunshine. We'll be hot. It'll turn muggy. Southeast winds will pick up some, but between 7 o'clock and 11, storms roll into the metro, still likely severe, but they should be on a downhill slide, weakening some. Threats for the metro: golf ball size hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds, may have some gusts closer to 80, and a tornado is possible, but the threat is higher to the south and back to the west. Be prepared today. Have your safety plan in place and know what you will do if these storms roll into your hometown. Severe storms today statewide. 4 o'clock to 7 p.m. is the window in western Oklahoma. Not everyone in the west sees storms. In fact, some data suggests our far southwestern counties doesn't get a storm one. We'll have to see where these isolated storms set up as they make their trek to the east. Moving into central Oklahoma, more of a complex, kind of a broken line of storms between 7 and 10, and then 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. off to the east. No major changes with this morning's data. It looks just as intense, just as strong as it ever was. So a low to a moderate threat today for numerous severe storms ahead of the dry line, where we will be very warm and very unstable. These storms will have torrential rain with them. Tornado today could easily be rain wrapped, and you won't see it. So it's a dangerous situation as these storms get to going. Quiet across Oklahoma City. We've had a couple sprinkles in the northwest. It's 75 degrees on our Lucky Star Skycam network. We already have 80s here at 9 in the morning down along the Red River. And it's already muggy in southern Oklahoma as well. By noon, 83 in the metro, 88 by 3 p.m. We'll see 90s down to the south, upper 80s in western Oklahoma. And as we start to heat on up, the Gulf moisture comes in, dew point values into the upper 60s, lower 70s. And that gives us moderate to high to close to extreme instability. And you notice there's an axis here, an area where that instability starts to drop off from Enid back down to OKC, back down to Ada. And as storms move away from that higher instability, they should start to weaken some into the evening hours, but still severe. Okay, so starting off this afternoon, trackers will be flooding to the west, down to the south, and a broken line of storms starts to fire along the dry line. Those move into northwestern Oklahoma. All modes of severe weather possible here by 6 o'clock. Storms try to fire down to the south as well, and these storms could even pose a slightly higher risk for a tornado. 7 o'clock coming into Hinton, coming into Watonga, making their way into Canadian County. 8, 9 o'clock into Oklahoma City, and then weakening some, still hailing, still a lot of heavy rain, damaging winds within this as well. We could have some areas where the winds within these storms are 80+ miles per hour. And if that's with some of those big hail cores, that is a devastating hailstorm if that's how this sets up. These storms will be rotating. There'll be several mesocyclones we'll be tracking. Of course, our team of trackers will be on all these storms, bringing them from the west to the east and track them until they are no longer spinning, which probably will be over in Arkansas. Okay, this afternoon, storms fire in the northwest, the southwest, and merge much more into kind of a huge complex. It's the late evening hours. We're talking 80 to a 100% chance of rain, and then crossing over east of I-35 and weakening some. Quarter to golf ball size hail, but the tennis ball size hail will still be possible in the west and south metro. Not out of the question to get some of that in the north metro, but on average, golf balls. And we may have a few areas in the west and southwest where up to baseball or even softball size hail is possible. Cassie will have the latest data at noon, and David Payne, of course, this afternoon, and these zones may shift a little bit. Winds anywhere from 70 to 80 miles per hour, and it's a low to a moderate risk today for tornadoes. We may have a few tornadoes, and some data suggests we've got enough of the low-level wind shear to get a strong tornado today. So please be prepared. Tomorrow, 86 degrees, chance of rain in the morning, and we may have more severe weather we'll be tracking on Saturday, and we're quiet into Father's Day. That's your 9 Day. We're back right after this.